Candace Lopes here at Serenity Spa with, I think we've missed, Jamie, what did we miss? 2 weeks of Chamber Spotlight?
Mm-hmm.
So we apologize, everyone. However, we have been out of our minds slammed, which thank you, Jesus, and thank you, everyone in the community, for supporting us. However, we are here today with Jason Corbiere.
Very good.
Of Secret Sequence. And I'm not going to let you describe what it is because I'm just going to say Secret Sequence. And so, Jason, welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much, Candace.
Absolutely.
And thank you for the invitation. So Secret Sequence is the first and only genetic testing company that enables clients to get their genes tested completely anonymously.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of think of us similar to like a 23andMe or an Ancestry.com, but we're not trying to profit off of your information like those companies do.
And so how do they profit off of my information?
That's a great question. So, like for example, 23andMe just recently in the last year or so got an investment from GlaxoSmithKline, which is a drug maker, for $300 million. And that was to access their genetic database that they have of their customers.
So that was the deal. They gave them $300 million for access to their entire DNA database.
Right. And so, you know, the important point here isn't that so ultimately with you know the 23andMe situation, you know, they say they're going to try to protect your data, but once they have your name, once they have your identity, it becomes a point where you have to trust them. Whereas with us, we don't even know your name or who you are, so there's nothing for anyone to misuse or steal in any capacity.
Right, right. Okay, so I just had mine done. I had everything done. I had the whole kit and caboodle, as they say. There's only one test here that I didn't bring because it's 255 pages long. So I had my ancestry. I had my skincare. This is mine. This is what I printed off. This came to me. My personality. My ex. Oh, that one was pretty eye-opening. My exercise and my nutrition. So, and I'm telling you, I was blown away. I was blown away. If no one has ever had this done, and so let me ask you. I'm kind of curious. So what I received. Are all the other ones like this, in detail like this? Do they?
No.
I didn't think so, because I've never heard of anything that this, I mean, this is super detailed.
Yeah, and that's really what we wanted to provide. We wanted to be able to offer our clients choice, right? So, you know, yes, okay, there's a lot of people out there that do Ancestry, that do, you know, the health and the cancer testing, but we wanted to be as in-depth as possible and kind of set it up in such a way where you could just do, you know, skincare and nutrition, or you could just do Ancestry and exercise, or whatever you're really interested in.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, as far as just the total number of tests offered, we definitely blow 23andMe out of the water for sure.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I mean, I was impressed when I met with you and talked to you about this in the first place anyway. However, once I got this the other day, and it was funny because I got it, I think I printed it, I started printing it out Sunday. And so my husband Dean came home from getting me the paper, and he's like, "Oh, you got it?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, let's look at it. So we started going through it, and he's like, "Oh, that's you. Oh, that's definitely you. Oh, wow, that's really?" But the coolest thing was this to me. I mean, because my mother swore up and down that she was Swedish. And sorry, Gloria, you are not Swedish at all. I'm telling you, it doesn't lie. So I am British. I'm English, and I'm German, and I'm Italian. So I'm basically a third. There's like a 1% Moroccan. Where the hell that came from? But anyway, so I was blown away by that. I mean, I knew about the Italian, but I never in my wildest imagination knew English and German. And it was interesting the way you break it down by the region. You go region, and then you go, and I mean, the names that you use are the old style names of the countries. And I actually looked up the area in Germany, and I actually showed Jamie yesterday. I was like, look, this is so cool. We like punched in the name, and I mean, I can't pronounce it, and it actually still exists. This location still exists in Germany, and it's right on the sea. And so I just, because all these years I thought I was Swedish and Italian, and there's not a speck of Swede in me.
And that area in Germany, was that close to Sweden? Because I know
No.
those are
No, it's right at Britain.
Wow.
It's right there. So the only place that was close to even any of the countries, which is Switzerland, was my Italian. I was always told that I was Sicilian. There's not a speck of Sicilian. I am pure white, blue-eyed. I am full-blown Northern Italian.
Which makes sense.
Right at the Alps. And so it was just, so that was really fun. You know what I mean? That was the fun thing. So I want to talk to you about the aspect that brought you into, the subject that brought you into this, that you have this passion for this DNA testing. So
Sure.
What is your passion? Where does that come from?
Yeah, so I've always been kind of a nerd and interested in science, but I'd say the thing that really made me want to create Secret Sequence is that growing up, my grandfather had Parkinson's, and I slowly watched him kind of deteriorate
Sure.
and get worse, and eventually die from the disease. And as I got older, my uncle got it, and
This was his son,
my
your grandfather's son.
grandfather's son.
Your grandfather's son. So
And
it's
then
still in that
still in
same
the
gene pool. Okay.
Exactly. And then obviously my father, who's my uncle's brother, also is starting to show some signs of having Parkinson's, and I always wanted to know, but like based on my life experience, specifically having my information stolen and hacked from a hospital once.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
oh my goodness.
So I had my healthcare information hacked from a hospital, which is supposedly, one of the most secure places to have your information. And like I put two and two together and realized that like I don't want these third-party companies who may or may not have my best interest at heart having access to all this information in one centralized location.
Sure.
So I wanted to create something where I would be able to find out about myself without having to give up my identity.
Right.
And that important piece of being able to remove identity from the actual personal information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I created Secret Sequence, and I feel like we've really hit a nerve, because I talk to people all over the country about what we're doing, and there's so many people out there that haven't gotten tested because of their concerns about identity and genetic testing. So I'm hoping that we're going to really be able to help those people out and create something where people will be able to find out these important things about themselves but stay anonymous.
Right. And that was the key word. So when you use the word help people, and like I said, this was really cool to find out, and it's fun. And when you talk to when I talk to clients, they're like, oh, I just found out, I did whatever, and they're like excited and it's fun. But then when you get into stuff like, exercise, for instance. So I never in my wildest dreams would have ever put any of this together with me, because I was a personal trainer in California, and I've done a lot of weight training, and I've done a lot of cardio. I've done both. And according to my DNA, weight training does basically nothing for me. I need cardio. That's where my body works best, is with intense cardio. It told me that I have a low capacity for my heart rate to calm down. However, it said that is where I do best. That's where I do best for everything, whether it be weight loss or just sustainability. And I was always taught, and I've always heard from everyone, no, you gotta weight train, you gotta weight train, you gotta weight train. And also in here, I found out that even when I weight train, my muscles do not continue to burn any body fat. That's not the way my body makeup is. And so that's another thing that a lot of personal trainers, and as a trainer, that's what I was taught. But again, it's very interesting, because this is the way we practice. It's very individualized. So for me to find that out this weekend, I mean, and my husband even looked at me, he's like, you're always weight training. And I said, I love to weight train, and because I always thought that was best. But I do know that when I do cardio, my body reacts 100 times better than when I just do weight training.
And you can tell just by how you feel.
Absolutely, yeah, and the way I look. So this just proved it to me. But you know, when you're taught something like, no, you need to weight train, you need to weight train, you need to weight train, it's better, da 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 da.
Right.
Then I mean, but the DNA doesn't lie.
And that's I think the most amazing and the biggest thing about this is like you're learning things about yourself in all different areas, right? From skin to exercise to nutrition, and we were all taught growing up that like there's a certain way to do things, or there's a certain diet that everyone is supposed to do.
Oh, this is what everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
The South Beach diet, or the low carb diet, or the high fat diet, or you know
whatever.
Yeah. You know, and all these different things. But the reality is, you know, there's so much kind of nuance between you and me in terms of what I respond to versus what you respond to. And so knowing that information can really kind of help you make small adjustments to the way you live and the way you act that may increase your quality of life.
Increase not only quality of life, but quantity of life.
Exactly, yeah.
So, and with that quantity come both hand in hand, not just quantity, but quality of life combined.
Exactly.
And so, I mean, I'm telling you, I was blown away. I went through everything. I made my cheat sheet. I have my cheat sheet here. So, yeah, I do a B12 every day. I've done it for, I can't tell you how long. I don't need B12. My body has enough B12 in it. I make enough B12. I need B9 and B6. I never knew. Here I am taking just a B12.
Right.
You know, I knew about D. I take a D all the time. And iron. I never knew that I needed iron. My body, my DNA is telling me that I'm naturally iron deficient. And so, of course, there's nutrition, like you said, you know, there's the nutrition aspect of it. And so that's where I got all of this. And so, and as you read it and you go through it, you're like, this makes total sense. When you really stop and you think about yourself as a whole, it's like, oh, okay. And then, like, I was thinking about my fatigue and when I get fatigued and why I get fatigued. And so it was, you know, I'm not a meat eater. And so my body doesn't require meat either. So I found that very interesting because I don't eat red meat. So I only eat poultry, and I can even do without poultry. So that was interesting. So let's talk about skin since we're here.
Since we are here.
It was, I must tell you, everyone, because every single thing in here that it said about my particular skin and what my skin will react to and what I need to be using topically for my skin to either correct or protect is all in PCA Skin, and it's everything that we do. I was going through it with Jamie yesterday. I was like, look, Jamie, niacinamide and, you know, vitamin C and vitamin E and all this stuff is topical. And I'm like, done, check, check, check. So
you're ahead of the curve.
So Secret Sequence and Skin Serenity Spa got it going on together. I'm telling you, it was great. The only thing I'm missing is CoQ10. They're telling me to do a CoQ10. So so that was that. Now, personality was kind of interesting. Now, this actually is really great for, I think this should be in every single rehab. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it had my DNA tendency to cocaine addiction, opioid addiction, and marijuana paranoia.
Yeah, paranoia response. Yeah.
And alcohol. So this test should be in every single rehab across the country.
Or maybe even, you know, for parents to give to their kids, to know if they have
absolutely
that potential,
that tendency. Yeah.
Because once you're in a rehab, it's.
I know, but it's kind of. Hey, I'll tell you what though. Then Dean said to me, he said, you know, for people that are addicts.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if you have that tendency, and somebody's really in rehab for the right reasons, like, you know, I'm really in there to get clean, then if I know that I truly have that tendency, then you know what? I cannot jeopardize my future and do any of the above. So that was really, really interesting. So, and I agree, as far as like a teenager goes, this would be incredible. This would be absolutely incredible. And for anyone, I think this was wonderful. And it told me as I get older that I'm actually going to still have my marbles. So there you go. So that made me very happy.
Yes.
I'm going to have my marbles, so I'll be shuffling around here in my walker, barking out orders, I'm sure. So, so how are you doing in the community? I know that you really are breaking into Martin County like gangbusters. And so, what chambers, what are you doing for networking? Tell us what you're doing in the community.
Absolutely. So, I mean, the chambers have been one of the biggest and most important kind of introductions into the local business world.
And which ones are you in?
So, I'm in the Stuart Martin Chamber and the Palm City Chamber currently.
And Hope Sound?
I'm sorry, I meant Hope Sound, not Palm City.
Oh,
so,
well, you know, he's gonna get a call from Joe Connolly now. You know that, right? So Joe will be calling. Okay, you're joining Palm City. Is that what I heard?
Sorry, Angela.
No. We gotta give a shout out to Joe because he's gonna be on you now. Oh, you're in those two. We need you in Palm City.
I know.
And and absolutely, we're in all three. So you're in the two.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, really, like, I've been able to do some really amazing events. Like, we did a joint lunch at the Hope Sound Chamber. I go to a lot of the breakfast, some of the after hours, like, and really, that's really enabled me to grow my network and to meet other business people in the community that have been able to help with business development, that have given me advice, that have helped me, and even potential customers, really. So it's really been an amazing experience in so many ways.
So you, not to name names, but you have had several Stuart Martin Chamber members, customers, correct?
Yes. I'm not going to name.
No, of course we're not going to name names, but I know that we are definitely supportive of you and anything that we can do as a community, because this business community is truly a very pro-business, small business community.
Absolutely.
But you're interesting in the fact that I feel in my heart of hearts, are not just going to be a national company. You're going to be an international company. I have complete faith in that. I firmly believe in what you do, 150%. There's one thing to talk about it, but when you actually receive it, is a whole nother animal. And I scanned it on Sunday. I scanned it with Jamie yesterday. So I really haven't delved into, you know what I mean? It's probably going to take me about 4 or 5 more times to really go into it.
Yes.
Because there's so much information. And it's so thorough. It really is thorough. And that impressed me a lot. Like I said, the other section that I didn't even bring is 255 pages long. And that's the section with all of the specific, that would be more like the Parkinson's, right? That had the specific, I mean, I pulled one page, it said ocular disease. I was like, oh my gosh, this thing even does.
Yeah, it does like the major ones, but it does a lot of kind of lesser known ones that you might not even know existed. Because, there are some diseases out there that are, that you only get if you get a copy from your mom and your dad.
Okay.
So they're recessive. They call that recessive genetic diseases.
Okay.
So, we're looking at recessive genetic diseases as well as these other conditions as well, including like BRCA1, BRCA2.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Yeah.
Like
So that's the cancers, breast cancer.
Yes.
All of that. So yeah, I mean, when that thing was printing, I just walked away when I saw 255 pages. I said, so it's sitting on the printer. Yeah, it's sitting on the printer. I'll have to wait on that one.
But some people really want to know like all there is to know about themselves, and I think that the more thorough that we can be, the more that people are going to be able to pick and choose like kind of the areas that they're really passionate about knowing.
And we can be proactive. I mean, like I said, I made my list. I'm like, you know, I'm not going to go out. I'm not going to, believe me, I know myself. I am not going to eat everything that I'm going to pull those vitamins from.
Yeah.
But I do know that I'm going to go to Peggy's natural food store, and I am going to purchase top of the line organic supplements from Peg, and make sure, because I take a lot anyway, and make sure I boost mine up with these ones that that I know I'm lacking because of what I've found here.
Exactly.
So I'm telling you, I can't thank you enough for this testing. And so just so that everyone knows, the only reason that Jason knows that this was my test is because I allowed that. I allowed that for his he's allowed to use mine, and you know, I don't care. I'm an open book, so he can use mine as a sample if he wants. He doesn't need to put my name to it, but he knows. I mean, I'm an open book, so it doesn't matter. So this is my testing, so he knows it. But other than that, he did not see any of this until now when because I printed this. So he didn't see any of this, nothing. My name wasn't on the box, wasn't on the package.
Not on the account, nothing.
It only had a number. So I'm going to show them the box that it's in. And so this is what I got. All I had was this box. I had this box, and then it was a packet. And this is the box that I had. That's why I left it here. So it had the packet with the swab in it, and the envelope to send it back in, and
prepaid.
Yeah. That was it, prepaid, and the envelope had a number on it. There was nothing. Nothing. That's it. Just a number. And the only reason I got emailed is because you have my email. Because we have what we were doing.
Relationship.
But other than that, they don't even. It comes in the mail, right?
Right. So basically, the way it works is you would go online, make an account.
Without your name.
Without your name. We never ask for a name, from the account creation to payment to shipping. We never ask for a name, period.
Right.
So your name will never be connected to your account, which is, for me, something that I'm very passionate about. Is kind of removing that identity piece. And so, you know, you'll basically have the kit sent to whatever address you provide us. It could be a work address, it could be a P.O. box, wherever. And then, you know, you get it, you take the sample, put it in the envelope, send it back to us, and then in, you know, 6 to 8 weeks, you're going to get your results. So.
Right. So what do you have? Oh, wait a minute. So I wanted to tell them, you did a think tank at IRSC.
Yeah, we did a little Shark Tank type event.
Right.
We got to pitch some investors, and that was a lot of fun. It was really great practice to kind of get in front of a large group of people and kind of talk about what we're doing. You know, we're also in the process right now of interfacing with FAU Tech Runway, which is a private-public partnership between angel investors and FAU. So if we're selected for that, which I think we have a really good shot at.
When did you find out?
This week. Soon.
Really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So we're going to find out this week if we're in the semifinals, and then May 1st would be a pitch event to win $15,000.
I will be praying for you for
thank
sure.
You so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And it's we're really excited about that. We also are in the running for the Early Stage Venture Conference in Orlando as well. And I think we have a good shot at that too. So we would go and be presenting to these, you know, national investment firms. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I mean, we're a small tech startup. That's how I would kind of describe who we are. But I'm really passionate about developing business in Florida, and specifically business on the Treasure Coast. I want to keep my business here, and that's really important and a passion of mine, because I love this area. I love the people here, but from my experience, there needs to be more resources and more availability of tech startups, so we can really kind of build a name for ourselves.
Absolutely, agreed.
You know, you have Silicon Valley, you have New York City, you have Boston, you have all of these big tech hubs, and Florida's coming up, but we have to have passionate, hardworking, kind of unique companies to really come out and say, hey, look at Florida, look what we're doing here. And that's really what I would like to do, beyond my passion about the private genetics, but it's really important to me that we stick together as Floridians and as residents of the Treasure Coast. So,
Governor DeSantis, if you're listening and you're interested in meeting this brilliant man, regarding the tech industry in Florida, he's available. Absolutely. You're available anytime to meet with the governor.
I'm available. I'm ready.
Meet with the governor.
And we actually have an event coming up on May 15th too, with Patient's Choice Primary Care.
And where is that?
That's going to be up in Port St. Lucie. So we're going to be doing an introduction, kind of talking about genetics. People that show up will also be able to get a coupon code for a few tests as well. So there's information online if you're interested on our Facebook page.
And what is your, do you have a website?
Yeah, just secretsequence.com.
So it's secretsequence.com. And so we want them.
Thanks for the visual aid. I like that.
Yeah, well, I want them to be able to see how it's, so that this is your logo, so that they'll see it.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll want to go on their Facebook page and like their Facebook page, everyone, please, and follow them, because I have a feeling we're going to be hearing and seeing a lot of wonderful, great things in your future.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Candace. And you were one of the first and earliest cheerleaders of Secret Sequence.
I think you have an edge.
Yes, and I.
You have an edge.
I do. I have a secret weapon behind the camera right
yes,
now.
you do. I am her #1 fan too. That's for sure.
Did she say hi? Did she say hi too?
No, she doesn't say hi. She's always around. Everybody knows. Everybody knows Jamie. Everybody knows
I love
Jamie.
it.
They know she's
I
really
love
the
it.
boss. I just write the checks.
Yeah.
Everybody knows. Everybody's like, "Who's that girl? I can't get an appointment with you." I say, "You need to call Jamie." Oh, well, they know that she's the boss.
I love it.
I just kind of unlock the door and sign. Actually, I don't even need to sign the checks. She signs the checks now too, so
That's amazing.
I guess I don't need to be here.
The Skin Spa sisters. Over
Yeah,
there.
right. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank
We appreciate you being here, and we so look forward to everything. Joe, we'll check on him to get into the Palm City Chamber. I promise. I'll take care of that, Joe. Okay, thank you so much, Jason. It's been a pleasure, and thank you for my testing. And also, I'm so excited, excited. All right, everyone. Skin Serenity Spa. Stuart Martin Chambers, plural. Martin Chamber of Commerce Business Spotlight. Jason Corbiere with Secret Sequence. Have a nice day.